The harder the conflict, the greater the triumph. Truth will ultimately prevail where there is pain to bring it to light. It is better to be alone than in bad company. Happiness and moral duty are inseparably connected. Discipline is the soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable, procures success to the weak, and esteem to all. Labor to keep alive in your breast that little spark of celestial fire called conscience. Strive not only for your own advancement, but for the public good as well. Real men despise battle, but will never run from it. Associate yourself with men of good quality if you esteem your own reputation. Perseverance and spirit have done wonders in all ages. To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace. The best and only safe road to honor, glory, and true dignity is justice. Let us raise a standard to which the wise and honest can repair. Few men have virtue to withstand the highest bidder. Laws made by common consent must not be trampled on by individuals. The propitious smiles of heaven can never be expected on a nation that disregards the eternal rules of order and right which heaven itself has ordained. Promote, then, as an object of primary importance, institutions for the general diffusion of knowledge. I hope I shall always possess firmness and virtue enough to maintain what I consider the most enviable of all titles, the character of an honest man. Your love of liberty, your respect for the laws, your habits of industry, and your practice of the moral and religious obligations are the strongest claims to national and individual happiness. It is better to offer no excuse than a bad one. Happiness depends more upon the internal frame of a person's own mind than on the externals in the world. If freedom of speech is taken away, then dumb and silent we may be led, like sheep to the slaughter. I cannot tell a lie. Honesty is the first chapter in the Book of Wisdom. Guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism. Labor to keep alive in your breast that little spark of celestial fire called conscience. We should not look back unless it is to derive useful lessons from past errors, and for the purpose of profiting by dear-bought experience. Liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth. I shall make it the most agreeable part of my duty to study merit, and reward the brave and deserving. Human happiness and moral duty are inseparably connected. Worry is the interest paid by those who borrow trouble. A sensible woman can never be happy with a fool. Strive not with your superiors in argument, but always submit your judgment to others with modesty. True friendship is a plant of slow growth, and must undergo and withstand the shocks of adversity before it is entitled to the appellation. We must consult our means rather than our wishes. There is nothing which can better deserve your patronage than the promotion of science and literature. Associate with men of good quality if you esteem your own reputation, for it is better to be alone than in bad company. Do not conceive that fine clothes make fine men, any more than fine feathers make fine birds. Let your heart feel for the afflictions and distress of everyone, and let your hand give in proportion to your purse. My first wish is to see this plague of mankind, war, banished from the earth. I walk on untrodden ground. There is scarcely any part of my conduct which may not hereafter be drawn into precedent. Let us raise a standard to which the wise and honest can repair. The rest is in the hands of God. Remember that it is the actions, and not the commission, that make the officer, and that there is more expected from him than the title. Exercise moderation in all things, and extend a generous hand to others in need. Pursue the practice of every virtue which leads to the elevation of character and the respect of mankind. Promote, then, as an object of primary importance, institutions for the general diffusion of knowledge. Observe good faith and justice toward all nations. Cultivate peace and harmony with all. Remember that honesty is always the best policy. Remember that your reputation is a precious possession. Do not hazard it lightly. Strive to keep the interests of the public always in view, and attend to them in preference to all private considerations. The power under the Constitution will always be in the people. Work to preserve your integrity and honor, for without them, wealth is a poor possession. My movements to the chair of government will be accompanied with feelings not unlike those of a culprit who is going to the place of his execution. Undertake not what you cannot perform, but be careful to keep your promise. Observe decorum and order when it is due, but strive to keep true to yourself and your values. Let your discourse with men of business be short and comprehensive. Be courteous to all but intimate with few, and let those few be well tried before you give them your confidence. Be not hasty to believe flying reports to the disparagement of any.